Hey everyone, how are you doing today? Michelle Hart here. I wanted to do a real quick review of Lucid Dreams Beginners Tarot. And this is the second edition. I saw this deck and I fell in love with it immediately. I've actually, ever since I started doing tarot, I've been looking for a deck like this since day one. This is a deck that does the definitions on the cards themselves with both the upright and the reversed. So it's really nice. They also have the little added astrological signs or zodiac signs and planet signs, I think, on some of them, which they give a little bit of a definition with in the guidebook. It's a great beginner's deck, and most beginner's decks that I have seen have been just using the traditional Rider-Waite images and adding the associated words and meanings on those. This is a whole new setup. It still follows along the Rider-Waite. It's got a little bit of Thoth symbolism in there as well. But it really is it's a beautiful deck in and of itself. While I don't mind the Rider-Waite, I don't lean towards it for the mere fact that it doesn't resonate with me. That's all. It just doesn't resonate with me. So when I saw this, I was like, it's a deck that I've been wanting something like this for ages. Something that I loved the images themselves, as well as having the benefit of having the definitions on the cards themselves. So I really like the cards, really like the booklet, very explanatory, goes into a little bit more detail onto each of the cards, gives you a place to put your own notes in, gives you a couple of spreads. Very, very beginner friendly. So absolutely love that. If you are new to tarot, I would definitely suggest this deck. So I'll just go through real quick. And this is the second edition, right? I suppose I can put these down. I don't have to hold that because I have a tendency to do that. And the camera doesn't like how shaky my hands get. So I'm sorry, I thought I had these in order. I don't have these in order anymore. But you'll at least get an idea. I love this hangman. This is one of my favorite hangmans. Hangwoman? Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And I love the coins on this. You see the gold on the backgrounds there. The little bits of gold is really pretty. It's a nice touch. Now, I will say this deck, I feel like the texture, can you see the texture of these cards? You see there's these lines or ridges. I should say it's a little odd, but this sun is just amusing to me. It's a little bit of an odd texture. I don't know that there's a problem with it necessarily, except that between the texture of the cards and the really bright, that reflectiveness of the gold, the cards themselves, or the images themselves, I should say, feel really dark. I feel like I struggle more with seeing the images than I would like, and that might just be me. But I wish they were a little bit brighter, a little bit crisper. But other than that, they're all beautiful cards. I really like the second edition as opposed to the first. I saw a review of the first edition, and there are definitely several cards that she changed, but I honestly think for the better. She changed the hangman was one of them. I definitely loved that hangman though. I'm so glad you can see the pages here. I I like having the pages. Those are the ones that I have a tendency to kind of mix up a lot. So it's nice to have just that reminder of like what each card is and having those descriptions on each card. It's helpful for those of us who have, not great memory and are still trying to learn this. I love that. How beautiful is that? That Four of Wands. Very peaceful. I do like this Five of Swords. Once again, it's very dark, but I like the depictions on a lot of these. Four of Swords, this is really nice that there's a meditative as opposed to a sleeping. It's more of a meditative stance, which is very nice. I like that. And there's a lot of variety in this deck. You have like the King of Cups is a little bit older. The Queen of Cups, oh, look at this. I think this is one that she changed from the first edition. But how gorgeous is that Queen of Cups? The contrast of the hair, the dark hair, the dark skin, and that beautiful blue in the dress. It's just, it's a beautiful, I want to say romantic. It's not romantic so much. It's just elegant. It's just an elegant deck or an elegant card. And I really like a lot of the cards that she did change from the first edition. I really think are great. Love the Three of Swords in this. Very, very dramatic, I would suppose. But you got the lightning and the crows in the background, and it's very intense, Three of Swords. But I like the way they did it. Definitely like the Ten of Cups, the family imagery there. It's beautiful. So overall, very great beginner's deck. And in addition to that, it's not just a beginner's deck. Like, this is a deck that I will probably hold on to for the entirety of my tarot career. Because look at that. I mean, how beautiful are the images? So love this. The Hermit, it's got, I want to say that's Jupiter in the background. A little bit different, but very accurate depiction of the Hermit, I think. The Knights those Knights are also ones I kind of have a tendency to get confused with each other, so it's nice to have that Strength card. So overall, this whole deck, I think I might just hold these up here, has been not just practical to have the information on there, but also the artwork is beautiful and it reads really well, even if you're not using the words. Yeah, there's a little bit of stick to these cards, I will warn you. I'm assuming, yeah, look how beautiful the Empress is. I love that image of the world and the pregnant belly there. That's like just gorgeous. They're all beautiful. A Magician, that's a cool looking Magician too. And that's the end of them. So, rough deck to shuffle, I will say. But they're beautiful gold edgings. And I mean, overhand shuffle is not horrendous. Rifle shuffling is a little bit harder. Let's see if my hands are a little bit bigger, which helps because the cardstock is a little bit thicker, a little bit more sturdy. But you see, it's hard kind of getting to that end there. So it's doable if you don't have tiny hands. It's doable, just not the most practical. So yeah, but overall, fantastic deck. Loved the whole setup. My only complaint is, like I said, the pictures I felt were like a little bit dark compared to. I think it's just the texture in combination with that brightness of the gold. So it's like your eyes are kind of playing tricks on you. The other thing that I'm not a huge fan of is that the deck or the booklet does not fit in with the box. It's like small, but it just doesn't quite. So it's a little bit of an irritation to me. I think that's a minor irritation though, that most people will be like, what are you complaining about? Especially because like you don't need the booklet. You have the definitions on the cards themselves, or the associated words, right? You have them on the cards themselves. You don't really need the booklet, but it's just like a minor, how do I store this kind of thing. So, but that's that. I really hope that was helpful. I personally love this deck. I would absolutely advise anybody who is a beginner to go for it, because I think it's one that will outlast that beginning stages too, because just the artwork is beautiful. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.